Plaintiff, Kerry Fields, says his son, the defendant, started rebelling after Kerry and his mother divorced when he was 9 years old. Kerry claims the defendant got expelled from school, and he even wished death on his own mother. Kerry's suing his son for the cost of a rental car. Defendant Christopher Fields says growing up, he witnessed Kerry beat his mother numerous times, and that did lead to him having some challenges. Christopher insists he paid towards the rental car and doesn't owe Kerry another dime.
Sir, you're suing your son for $77 for the cost of a rental car?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, you don't believe in whooping him anymore, so you bring him to court. Good. That's better. I'd like to have you here, whether than acting a fool at home or outside of home. So tell me what's going on here.
Well, Your Honor, I do love my son. And even as a young child, Chris was always so imaginative, so creative. There's never a dull moment with him. Such a joy, such a joy to be around. Mm-hmm. And as he got older, that energy turned into rebellion.
What is that you were going to show?
This is just a pictures of him when he was younger, and just.
How old was he when he began to rebel?
Me and his mom got divorced about 2006, and he was about 9 years old at the time. So at the time, he started rebelling, getting pops in kindergarten. He was getting suspended from school, getting expelled. He's also becomes very disrespectful.
At what age?
Ever since grade school. Like I said, at kindergarten, he was getting pops. But he's gotten to where he disrespects his mom. He calls her a B, calls her ugly.
When did he begin
calls
that,
her stupid.
When did he begin that?
As a teenager. And he also says...
The boy still got all his teeth. I don't believe he did that. He was smiling. See that smile? He has all his teeth. That man has not called his mama a B and still coming here with teeth. Go ahead.
He wished her dead at one point and said he would do the artwork for her gravestone. Your Honor, his mom has been the biggest cheerleader for him ever since he was in school. She would go up there and defend him at all costs. She's the one person that stood by him more than anybody else in this whole world. And he seemed to develop the anger towards his family.
What age?
This had to be when he was in his teenage years. And it's gotten out of control. He needs some therapy, Your Honor.
How often were you involved with him?
We've tried everything.
No, didn't you all divorce?
Yes, sir. We got divorced.
How often were you part of his life?
Very regularly,
okay.
Your Honor. I lived in Tulsa, but every weekend, if not every weekend, every other for sure.
Where did he live? What city?
In Houston.
Okay.
So I was 500 miles away, but Your Honor, I didn't use that as an excuse.
Great.
I would get off work for the midnight shift at 6 a.m. and drive 8 hours to Houston immediately, just so I would be able to see my children.
Excellent.
And I spent as much time with them as I can because I didn't want to look back and have any regrets.
Right. Now let me ask, when did he start counseling?
Chris has been going to counseling ever since elementary school.
And nothing, he hadn't turned around?
No, sir. Chris can be pretty manipulative.
He hasn't changed his life since. What is he doing then?
Right now he's in school. He's a freshman in college.
Okay, so it sounds like to me he has made some significant changes. Sir, you're suing your son for $77 for the cost of a rental car?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, you don't believe in whooping him anymore, so you bring him to court. Good. That's better. I'd like to have you here, whether than acting a fool at home or outside of home.
Defendant Christopher Fields says the plaintiff is his father, and as a child, he witnessed the plaintiff beat his mother more times than he can count.
You tell me about yourself, young man.
Your Honor, I want to start by saying that I respect and I appreciate you because you truly exemplify noble character. And the interesting thing about this situation...
you sound like a con man.
I need
Go ahead. No. He may be sincere. Let him finish. He may be sincere. Some folks are inspired by me. Okay. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. Go ahead, sir.
Honestly, Your Honor, a funny thing about it is I had just written a post. Actually, I was working on an essay, and we were talking about how the media portrays young black men or black men in positions of power and influence. And I selected you because you've been on air for over 21 years, and there have been no sexual assault accusations, no tax evasions or anything like that. I've seen you the same for over 21 years, and I've known my father to change almost every 21 minutes. And I respect and I appreciate my father. However, a lot of the confusion, the frustration, the depression, the anger, I feel like is because my father allowed those things in our family, and I've had to fight it off. My father has been responsible for me for 17 years, and I've been responsible for me, according to the state, for 4 years. And if you look at the contrast between those 17 years and the 4 years that I've been on my own of taking responsibility for my life, it's a big difference. For example, my father told me that I would never go to college, yet I'm a freshman in university, and I'm a role model and an influence to people who look just and sound just like me. And one of the reasons I really value character is because I listen to Dr. Miles Monroe, and when he talks about men of character, he's speaking about people like you. The late Dr. Miles Monroe, yes, sir. I've read multiple books, and I've decided to seek out those North Stars that look and sound like me, who can be so much more than what they've been led to believe. Your Honor, yes, I have had challenges, but quite honestly, for example, the reaction I have towards people, I was diagnosed with emotionally disturbed because it was an inability to create and maintain relationships. And Your Honor, one of my earliest childhood memories is when my father's eyes were bloodshot red, and he came in and he started beating up on my mom and her friend. He had a revolver in his back pocket. I remember that. And all I remember is being shooed away because our neighbors came to get us. My father would constantly beat my mother, and I've seen it.
Is that true?
And he even admits it.
Yes, sir. I have.
Go ahead.
Okay, my father, my whole life, I've always known him to drink alcohol. In fact, that was normal to me. But today he admits that he is an alcoholic and that he's working on it. But he has been an alcoholic my whole life. I talked to my mom the other day about coming here. I said that about my mother. Yes, I did, and I take full responsibility for it, and it wasn't right. But I've seen my father speak to her like that my whole life, and to his own mother like that.
And witness
So he hasn't set an alternate example, Your Honor.
Let's lighten this up a little. What grade did you get on that essay you did on me?
What grade? I'm an exceptional writer, Your Honor. Contrary to what my father believes, my professors believe.
What'd you get?
I got an A. Yes,
What
sir.
had to do with your writing? It had to do with the subject
It had to do with the subject, yeah. I really appreciate the confidence.
You know it by heart?
I know, but I know your title sequence by heart.
Make me feel good. Read your essay that got you an A about me.
Said, okay.
My self-esteem
This is just an excerpt. Okay. It says, often we overlook powerful, influential, and exceptional role models like Judge Greg Mathis, whose opening theme.
Go ahead.
Judge Mathis is a long-running, daytime, Emmy Award-winning, syndicated, arbitration-based reality court show presided over by the retired judge of Michigan's 36th District and Black culture motivational speaker and role model, Judge Greg Mathis. The syndicated series features Mathis adjudicating small claims and disputes. The latest estimations put net worth of Mathis at $25 million.
My money.
But Your Honor, the reason I said that is because this is very important.
My money.
And I'll jump forward where it says, over 20 years, no sexual assault accusations, and he's been reaching out to young men like me his entire career. Powerful black men who truly exemplify excellent and noble character are not a fairy tale. They are real, and so are we.
Put that on the internet.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you, sir. Thank you.
Your Honor, my father said that my father claimed that I'm manipulative. My father claimed that I can be like a con artist. But Your Honor, he's been saying that since I was 5 years old. And that
What are you majoring in? What do you seek to do?
I am majoring in computer science and communication design.
Okay, big money in that area.
Yes, sir.
I'm so happy for you. I'm happy I was able to be a little inspirational to you. And no, I'm not a perfect guy.
I understand.
None of us are. I appreciate you make me laugh. You're a good entertainer. I love it when you get mean. I love it when you call people crackhead. I love all that comment too. But the highest compliment is when prisoners come out and say, you inspired me, I'm changing my life. When guys come out of prison. When young people say, I left the streets because I heard you did it and it made a difference. When young people read about me or hear about me, they say, wow, I can do that. So thank you for allowing me to get through to you.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, this is very important.
Just stop telling people how much money I make. What grade did you get on that essay you did on me?
What grade? I'm an exceptional writer, Your Honor. Contrary to what my father believes, my professors believe.
What'd you get?
I got an A. Yes, sir.
What did it do with your writing? It had to do with the subject matter.
It had to do with the subject, yeah.
Defendant Christopher Field says the plaintiff is his father, and as a child, he witnessed the plaintiff beat his mother more times than he can count.
Why are you suing this great young man who's doing great things?
And I'm proud of him, Your Honor. I am proud of him. But he came home from spring break from his school, which is 120 miles from where we live, where he goes to school. He came home for spring break. When it was time for him to go back to school, I had him call his ride that was going to take him back from where I live back to school. Chris came to me later and said that his friend couldn't take him back to school. So knowing how Chris is, I figured I would have to take him back to school at this point. I rented a car to drive him back, and then I was going to come back and return the car. I told Chris I would go half in on with him.
His share was how much? How much did he agree to pay?
$39. The car was $76. So it'd be about $30.
So now you want the whole $77 from him.
Your Honor, when we got to Victoria, we stopped at Walmart. Chris is in there shopping, like he's buying up the place. He's spending $150, $200 on toiletries, but wait a minute, his toiletries are Versace cologne, Fendi cologne, Creed cologne.
You don't want him to be fresh in college?
Not when I'm renting a car for him and he don't have a ride back to school.
Okay. How much do you provide in financial assistance toward his college?
I give him money as I have it.
Now you're stuttering on me.
Because I don't do what I would like to do just simply because I don't have it.
Then
but
why are you messing with him about $77 then? Really,
because
$39.
You know what? Because this is about Christopher growing up and accepting responsibility.
He's grown and he's in college and he is responsible.
He is a freshman in college.
Did you agree to give him this money?
That's exactly it right there.
What'd you just say? He's not going to
make it all through 4 years with his current mentality.
How do you know?
Because
his mentality sounds great to me. He's very ambitious. He's very confident. He's been inspired by the right people. He has seen role models that I think are going to make a difference in his life.
He and my mother both agreed that he did not want to pay child support, and he.
All right, I'm just saying, sir. You're suing him while he's in college for $77, trying to teach him a lesson. Yes. I done already taught him a lesson.
Your Honor, wait a minute. There's information you need. There's information you need, Your Honor. Okay, I paid my father $60. I gave him $60, and he admits that I paid him $60. I actually paid him more than half to show my respect and appreciation. But he claims that's for everything he's always done for me, and he's reappropriated those funds.
The rental car
needs everything
gas,
you ever done. All you've done is $60
so
worth.
See how he reappropriated
I'm gonna give you credit for that as your rental payment, because I know he's not gonna admit to only doing $60 lifetime contribution to you.
No, I will not admit to that.
Your claim is dismissed. I'm going to take his word that $60 went toward the car and not what you've done for him all of his life as repayment. I'm sure he owes you more than $60 for the care you've given over his life.
Chris doesn't owe me nothing.
Have a good day. Good. Good to hear that. Thank you all. I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Proud of you. Shake your hand, man. Shake your hand.
Stay strong, man.
I've always loved Christopher, and I'm going to love him regardless. I didn't realize the impact I had on his life in that way. I have made some mistakes, but I love my son, and I only wish him success in life.
I'm thankful for the opportunity for my father to be held accountable for the mistakes he's made that he keeps trying to sweep under the rug, because it really does hurt, and really I had to go outside the family to find those role models.
I love you.
Thank you.